Okay.
We are Tuesday Talk Reviews.
I'm Alex.
I'm Colin.
And today's review is of Dark Skies. Ooh, yeah.
Alright, so Alex, what's this movie about?
Well, it's about Kerry Russell and her husband, who's played by some Josh Duhamel lookalike, and their two kids. You know, they live in the suburbs, and one night someone breaks into their house, and they're freaked out. They don't know who it is. The security alarm goes off. You know, police don't know who did it. So, the old man sets up a bunch of, security cameras, Paranormal Activity style. And
I was just coughing that in the theater. Paranormal Activity.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, actually. And, the cameras will mess up every time something happens, and the kid keeps saying, "The Sandman made me do it!"
And one thing I really didn't like about the aliens is that they really made them tall like Slender Man. So the comparison between that, was pretty high. Usually Greys are supposed to be kind of these short fellas. So
and they also kind of had the same sort of alien cliche look. I'm like, come on, guys, you couldn't get H.R. Geiger to do your designs? Really?
I did like how, they look kind of realistic since they were mainly in the shadows and whatnot. So I guess that was alright, because I didn't want them to have kind of a crappy appearance if we actually saw them completely,
Yeah, and at the same time, the family's going through problems. Dad loses his job, and
the mother, she eventually has to take a leave from work because of all this. So it was really interesting how they tied in with all the aliens, how it really affected their daily life. So that was kind of cool.
I disagree. I think a lot of the family moments were really phoned in at a lot of times. Like, seriously, if I want to hear parents argue about their financial situation, I can just go home and listen to my parents argue about that shit all day.
Yeah, I do agree with you on that, but it does give it more realism. But then again, they spend a lot of time, focusing in on that, like you said. So,
yeah, I suppose, even if I did feel that they were kind of phoned in, and even though I was really looking at my watch, going, come on, where's the aliens? Come on, I paid $8 a ticket for this movie. Come on, give me the fucking aliens.
Yeah, it was pretty slow to get all that, divulge into all that alien stuff. But one thing that was just really kind of stupid that I didn't like in the movie was when their first encounter, I guess, when they hear noises and they see that like someone or something was in their house, you see all this trash and all that stuff. That's one thing, but then the next night you have all of their, china, all that in dishes and trash or whatever. They have them all stacked, and it's like, okay, someone would have had to spend a lot of time to put all this together. It was no easy, thing to do this, So, and then they had all those, like, crop circle signs, like, this should have been a red flag, something's going on here.
I know, and I just thought of something, like, how funny would it have been if Kerry Russell and company caught him, like, right in the act, like, oh, shit, they weren't supposed to see us yet. Yo, Colin, man, what are we supposed to do? Oh, I don't know, dude.
Dance! Well, anyway, back to the review. Alex, what would you give it?
A D.
A D. It was pretty harsh.
Yeah. I'm sorry, dude. I just wasn't feeling it. It wasn't that scary to me.
Well, one thing, some of the jump scares were kind of predictable and lame, but what really kind of freaked me out a little bit was just the concept of the movie. The fact that they stressed in it, these guys weren't going to come out of this as a whole family. And at the end of the movie, everyone saw that one of them was abducted. It just gave you that hopelessness feeling that was actually very interesting. That there was no hope that they weren't going to come out on top of this situation. So I did like that.
Yeah,
but
I guess in a way.
But for my review, I'm not going to give it a D. I'm not going to give it an A. So it was a little bit more than average. So I'm going to give this one a B.
Okay. I mean, yeah, okay. It didn't have a cliched ending where everyone walks away from it and lives happily ever after.
Yeah.
But I'll be honest, that part actually kind of bummed me out.
And then they were also may lose the other kid because they were, fighting a lawsuit in court.
Yeah, because, the courts were thinking, oh, Kerry Russell and this Josh Duhamel lookalike are insane. They're terrible parents. We have to take their kids away from them. Ah!
Oh, and another thing, like, when they were fighting the aliens at the end, I mean, it was a little cliche that they were going to have all this happen on the 4th of July. So, I mean, that was kind of lame, and it just seemed like they just put it on that day and have an explanation of why no one would hear, like, their struggle. There were firecrackers going off while these guys were blasting these aliens with shotguns.
Well, yeah, and the final sequence, it reminded me so much of Close Encounters of the Third Kind that I honestly have to ask, why isn't Spielberg suing these guys?
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you there.
Yeah, seriously.
Well, Alex, would you recommend people to see this movie?
If you're a fan of, horror and science fiction, then yeah. But if you're a fan of really good movies, like myself, no.
Well, I would recommend seeing it. It's something new from all these paranormal movies, ghosts, demons, all that fun stuff. So, it was kind of some new air, So,
I guess, yeah.
Well, we'd actually like to say a little bit about our, Tuesday talk reviews.
Every Tuesday we get together either at my house or Colin's house because that's the only day that the Kroger assholes will let me have off of work. And we sit around and talk about our favorite shit. From movies to TV to video games.
Yeah, all that fun stuff. So what we're going to be doing... this is our first video. We're trying this out. We like to do movie reviews, possibly manga reviews, video game reviews, that whole shit. So, if you like this video, please like and subscribe.